Eu já abri aqui, né, aqui meu OBS também. Não arrumei nada, só peguei aqui, abri o jogo e é nóis. Configurei absolutamente nada, só peguei e abri o jogo. Vendo que dá. E abriu a live, né, na verdade. Já estava aberto antes. Mentira, não estava aberto não. Então é isso, estamos online. E sejam todos muito bem-vindos a mais uma live do canal DSRM Luck, eu sou o Daniel. Rapaziada, vamos continuar jogando, né? Vamos continuar nossa jornada jogando Final Fantasy XVI. Eu ia abrir uma live de outro jogo hoje, mas eu acabei esquecendo de configurar ele. Aí eu falei, então agora vai ser de Final Fantasy mesmo. Não porque, eu queira jogar outra... Não que eu não queira mais jogar Final Fantasy, eu tô adorando esse jogo. Mas eu compreendo que o jogo, ele às vezes fica um pouco lento demais. Aí eu queria jogar uma outra coisa um pouco mais animada, né, por assim dizer. Como infelizmente eu acabei vacilando e não peguei, aí agora vamos jogar Final Fantasy mesmo. Não que, como mais uma vez, não que seja ruim, não é ruim. Mas não era o meu plano inicial. Deixa eu ver se a gente tem alguma coisa aqui. Não. Eu acho que a gente tem uma missão secundária por aqui, né, pra ativar. Tem. Deixa eu ativar essa missão secundária primeiro, pra gente, depois disso, avançarmos na história. Porque pelo que eu entendi, o jogo ele tem missões secundárias perdíveis. Aí eu não quero perder nenhuma, né, pelo menos não nessa primeira run. Aí na segunda run, se eu fizer uma segunda run, aí se eu perder missões secundárias, eu já não tenho muito problema. Cadê a embarcação? É que é aquilo ali? Enfim. Deixa eu olhar aqui já nessa parte desse cristal para sair essa notificação, né? Ele tá aqui no modo arcade. Eu queria saber o que é aquela última opção, cara. Eu tô achando que essa última opção é de reprise de batalha. Reprises de batalhas de Icon, tá ligado? Eu tô achando que é isso.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Fazer isso aqui já. Casa de ferreiro. Peito de pau? Oh, cuidado.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him. Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
O que mais que tem aqui nessa mesa? Que eu nem lembro o que que é. Ah, são os bagulho de carta, né? De mensagem, algumas coisas assim, né? Eu nem lembrava dessa mesa aqui, pra falar a verdade. Tem até um troféu. O que que foi esse troféu? Abra 10 cartas na mesa de leitura. Essas das cartas acho que já foram abertas, né? Já. Nem lembrava dessa parte aqui que tinha que abrir cartas, tá ligado? Eu nem lembrava mesmo.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Fale com Sharon. E onde é que tá o Sharon? Ah, Sharon tá aqui ainda. Sinceramente, eu não lembro quem que é o Sharon, não. Ah, Sharon.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmecian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Encontre Ignac em Dalimil. Dalimil. Nome engraçado.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
Ué? Oxi. Pera aí, que eu acho que o... Oxe, fechou do nada, cara. Calma aí. O aplicativo da placa de captura fechou sozinho. Não sei por que que ele fechou sozinho. Pronto, voltou. Do nada o bagulho fechou. Tava achando estranho que sumiu o som aqui pra mim do nada. Agora sim, voltou.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frostwolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Good hunting, Clive. Good hunting. Eu acho mó da hora o voice action deles. Bem legal. Concluir logo essas missões secundárias, né? Pra gente poder avançar para as missões principais. Engraçado que eu coloquei na descrição da live, né? Que o foco era na campanha. Mas, né? Gente, vocês estão ligados.
Clive, did you get my letter? That's why I'm here. Shh. I don't want to be listening. Is this better? A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's
be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Entregue o rubi estelar a Marta. Ou entregue o rubi estelar a Isabelle. Deixa eu ver se a galera tá por aqui. Nope. Olha uma coisinha aqui. Vamos fazer o da missão aqui, ó. O albergue da Limil.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The St. Drape's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone.
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friends' pockets might be.
Just been a tremor.
Here, you. Listen. I've got this theory. The Fallen. I don't think they all fell. Some of them are still living among us. You could be one of them. could be one of them.
O cara tá doidão. Tá bebaço. É, viajante bebinho. Devia ter lido. O outro ali já era.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you
Aí
mind
quem ele
stepping
procura.
outside for a moment?
Homem respeitoso, né? O nome desse carinha ficou.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Está muito longe que dá um rolê do caramba. Mas não tem outra alternativa a não ser. Eu tô indo pro lado errado, né? É. Bom, deixa eu pegar aqui um Chocobo.
Ready, go?
Provavelmente vou pegar uma espada nova, né? Pelo jeito. Uma espada nova é bom, né? Porque as espadas que... Não que as espadas que eu tenho são ruins, mas... Espadas novas são sempre bom, né? Eu queria saber o que tem dentro dessa estrutura. Não lembro se eu entrei já nela. Uma vez. Entrei, mas não tem nada mesmo, não. Às vezes tem umas mecânicas meio bestas, tipo essa aqui. Aí você pula e fica voando com o Chocobo. Pra quê? Tipo... Provavelmente deve ter uma conquista pra...
Time to fight.
Será que tem alguma conquista pra derrotar algum inimigo só com o Chocobo? Oxe, o escorpião parou de funcionar. Provavelmente deve ter, né? Alguma conquista, tipo, derrote o inimigo só com ataques do Chocobo. Oxe, os bichos param, mano. E se eu fazer Chocobo versus Chocobo? Acho que não teve nada, não. E atacar com o Chocobo serve pra nada. Tipo, serve mais pra distração, assim, do que pra qualquer outra coisa. Não distração, mas pra gente sair da batalha. Já era. Pam, 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 pam.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
Engraçado que a garrafa fica transparente aqui na câmera, né?
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond.
Só um minutinho, rapaziada. Só um tiquinho. Pronto, estamos de volta.
The twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Apareceu logo um bagulho de pare aqui, ó. Eu só silenciar aqui, né? Entrega para de amular cedida para Blackthorn. Vou entregar a preda para ele.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that. one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Missão concluída. Calma aí, acho que eu tava fazendo umas contas erradas aqui. Ah, eu tava fazendo umas contas erradas. Que bom, eu tava errando o dia que eu volto de férias. Ainda bem que eu tava errando. Eu tenho um dia a mais do que eu imaginei. Necessário para fabricar espada Excalibur. Talvez seja a melhor espada, hein, do jogo. Projeto Excalibur desbloqueado. Bom, agora a gente vai descobrir como fazer pra pegar essa Excalibur aí, né? Excalibur.
So, will it be?
Deixa eu ver se tem aqui. Aqui, ó. Excalibur. O que eu preciso? Couro de Grimalkin. Não tenho a menor ideia de onde achar isso, né? Provavelmente essa é a melhor espada do jogo. Se não for a melhor, é uma das melhores, eu tenho certeza disso. Couro de Grimalkin. Depois eu vou pesquisar como é que faz pra poder pegar esse couro de Grimalkin. Provavelmente deve ser nas caçadas, eu devo ter que pegar os bichos. Vamos lá. Aliás, deixa eu até já dar uma olhadinha nas caçadas, né? De repente ali nas caçadas ele já me dá essa informação. Do drop que eles podem dar. Eu acho que é nas caçadas ali que a gente vai encontrar uns bichos, né? Umas criaturas ali. Que vão dar esses itens aí que a gente quer. Tem bastante coisa de caçada. E todos os bichos meio complicados, hein, de matar. Eu matei um de nível A. Rank S. Nossa, isso aqui deve ser muito treta, cara. Acho que eu vou fazer esses aqui tudo em off mesmo. Tem que pegar um dia pra falar assim, mano, eu vou fazer. e fazer de verdade. Eu fico falando que eu vou fazer e não faço nunca. Vamos fazer esse daqui então. É só ver para onde é que eu tenho que ir. Bom, vamos fazer essa primeira aqui, que já tá na nossa cara aqui já.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Vamos ver agora pra onde. Agora tem que ir pra cá. Vou dar uma olhada aqui no mapa novamente. Pra ver uma fita. Tem um outro lugar ali também que eu precisaria ir. Mas vamos lá, que a gente já tá por aqui mesmo. A gente vai aqui mesmo. A gente vira aqui à direita. Direita não, né? À esquerda. Aqui já dá pra invocar o Chocobo. Dá. Esse é o nome dela. Ambrosia. Ambrosia. Ele falou agora, né? Fly, Ambrosia. Tipo, eu entendo que algumas pessoas podem não curtir muito o Final Fantasy, porque ele tem muita conversa e pouca ação, né? Isso é verdade, não tem tanta ação assim. Mas, pô, cara, é um jogo muito bom, mano. Tô curtindo muito. Tô indo certo? Não, tô indo errado aqui.
certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
O que eu tenho que fazer aqui mesmo? Mate antílopes anciões.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? All yours, Torgal. Let's try. Titan!
Já era.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder?
Latido animado.
So that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Um jogo que eu tenho uma saudade de jogar. Aqui não dá pra jogar em live, né? Infelizmente. É o Guitar Hero. Nossa, tenho muita vontade de jogar, cara. Mó saudade de jogar Guitar Hero. Mas infelizmente Guitar Hero é um daqueles estilos de jogos que não dá pra jogar em live, né, mano? Pô, o bagulho tem música, né? Cheio de direitos autorais e tal. Não tem como, cara. No YouTube, pelo menos, é impossível. Aí pegar o Play 2 aqui, ressuscitar o Play 2 que tá ali guardadinho. Pegar até a guitarrinha eu tenho do Guitar Hero, preciso achar ela. Mas eu tenho ela. Achar a guitarrinha, botar os jogos e sucesso. Eu queria comprar uma guitarrinha pro PC, mas aí tipo, mano, eu ia jogar uma vez ou outra, é mais fácil nem comprar.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Uma pena que esses jogos, né, tipo do Guitar Hero, eles meio que morreram, né? O Guitar Hero meio que morreu. Uma pena. Eram jogos muito bons, cara. Eu gostava pra caramba de Guitar Hero. Fico triste que já era, né? Tipo, não vai ter mais, cara, Guitar Hero.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Talvez desse pra eu fazer um esquema, né? De conectar ou de comprar um conector de controle de PC ou de PS2 para PC, porque a minha guitarrinha que eu tenho, ela é de PS2, né? Então, talvez funcione. Eu precisaria pegar o jogo de PC para testar, para ver se funciona.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Sid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Aumenta levemente o ataque de Torgal. Interessante. Na verdade que eu não acho ruim o ataque do Torgal. Não sei se eu melhoraria, eu precisaria tanto de uma melhoria assim, né? O ataque dele. Tá tranquilo, pra mim tá de boa. Já que eu só uso o ataque dele pra finalizar os combos, né? E na verdade o ataque dele já é forte, né? Então não precisa melhorar ainda mais o ataque dele. Ó, quase 1 hora aqui só fazendo missão secundária. Depois disso aqui a gente parte para as missões principais.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. Come again. I may have more
Eu
for
só ver
you.
um negócio aqui.
I wasn't expecting you back, so. Come again. I may have more for you.
Goat. Still alive, I see.
Goat.
So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Ficar indo e voltando toda hora enche o saco um pouco, né? Sai daí, louco. Nossa, eu tava vendo aqui, tem um... Não sei se vocês já chegaram a ver, o DJ Hero. Jogo das antigas aí também. Do mesmo criador, assim, na mesma linha do Guitar Hero. Até que tá barato aqui, cara, com os pickups, com pickup ainda por cima.
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Saudades do Cid.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat.
Minha luz
It was
apagou, peraí.
all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Acabou a bateria da luz, aí ela apagou sozinho.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Clive? Asterix. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are ya? No, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
Vamos lá, vamos ler tudo? Vai ficar mais tranquilo? Meu querido sobrinho, minha jornada por Cavern foi um completo sucesso. O amigo que eu havia mencionado não apenas concordou em compartilhar o conteúdo da caixa forte dele conosco, como também os acontecimentos das cidades livres. E assim que eu soube dos esforços de uma certa jovem, amiga sua. Embora eu acredite que o projeto da senhorita Telamon seja a valiosa Enterprise, duvido que as autoridades canverianas aceitem gentilmente o uso não autorizado de seus estaleiros, não importa o quão desertos estejam. E se o boato já chegou ao meu amigo, pode ser que não demore muito para que os mestres das guildas batam em nossa porta. E por isso eu lhe escrevo esse bilhete. Gostaria de pegar emprestado seu amigo Gav por 1 ou 2 luas, para que ele possa ficar de olho naqueles que podem fazer mal à nossa pequena irmandade e nos avisar de qualquer ataque iminente. Espero que você considere esta proposta. Seu querido tio, Tyron.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in and all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
É o único lugar que tem pra... Pra que eu viajar de novo se eu já tava aqui? Ah não, não tava aqui não. Viajei.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in 2 places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Pronto, mudei a posição aqui do microfone. Vai ficar um pouco mais confortável. Vamos ver se deu certo. Difícil achar uma posição bem confortável assim para deixar o microfone de uma forma que não atrapalhe. Até com um áudio ganho muito alto, de uma forma que não atrapalhe, né, a gente. Eu posso viajar pro esconderijo. O que tem? Será que tem missão secundária aqui ativada? Não, então não tem porque eu viajar pro esconderijo. Acho que agora a gente tá entrando já mais pra reta final do jogo. Não que seja o final, mas tá indo pros momentos finais, eu acredito. Que acho que a gente vai destruir o último cristal. E aí vai enfrentar o chefe final depois. Eu acho que é isso, pelo menos. adiante? É pra adiantar ou é para o que está algo à frente?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Usar um chocobos. O meu queria que meu chocobo fosse amarelo. Ambrosia.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Será que quando iniciar o NG+, estará disponível estará disponível usar os chocobos no começo do jogo?
So what do you think?
That we'd be lucky.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Well, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of...
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits.
Vou tirar aqui do WhatsApp. Já era. Aqui até que foi tranquilo. Mas foi bom conseguir pegar uns esquemas novos aqui. Pegar um esqueminha novo pra poder... Como é que fala? Caraca, esqueci o nome. Ah, uns combos novos, né? Com o Titã, por exemplo.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about.
Fechar essa janela que tá mó frio aqui.
It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
Olha só, belicita. É pra poder fazer uma espada, né? Se eu não me engano.
You've had your reward and you're not getting any more. Now piss off.
Nossa, se desse pra atacar esses caras agora.
You've had your reward and you're not getting any more. Now piss off.
I see the Dalnecs lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side.
Temos aqui alguns itens, é o que? Poção? São rosas do deserto. Dá pra ter mapa aqui? Tem. O mapa não vai mostrar nada. Tranquilaço, esses inimigos. É uns inimigos meio besta, né? Não fácil de matar. Último pecado.
So this is Amigos.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
Then we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Wild.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sambrec.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god.
the Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You will trust the words of this traitress. She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Tô achando que esse moleque aí que é o Ultima.
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Ou será que é ela que é a última?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Essas partes assim da história são muito boas. Mas tem umas partezinhas assim da história que elas são meio barriga, tá ligado? Ela serve realmente só pra encheção de linguiça.
Time to fight.
Farewell. Stay down.
Mas eu sinto falta mesmo de poder dar comandos para os outros personagens, né, da party. Tipo, a Jill, né, que tem o poder da Shiva.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly powerful.
Já era? Já era. Pô, esse dragãozinho foi da hora de enfrentar, hein? Nossa, eu recebi umas 30 mensagens agora, eu nem vi. Tem que ver depois. Deu uma vontade de jogar de novo o Zeldinha. Uma vontadezinha. Eu vou abrir uma live pra fazer só o chefe final, mostrar só o chefe final do...
If the siege breaks, they'll need more than this to stop the Imperial legions marching on the capital.
Done for. If you haven't got a pass, you're not getting through.
Beleza, então não dá pra passar. Eu acho que eu vou abrir uma livezinha depois. Só pra fazer o final, né, de novo do Zeldinha. Porque é muito bom aquele jogo. Eu já fiz bastante coisa. Aí só pra poder falar o dele. Mesmo já tendo feito, né, o final. Mas é muito louco, velho. E é difícil, velho, o final do jogo. Não é tão fácil assim quanto parece. Quer dizer, não parece fácil, né? Porque não é fácil. Ah, mas ele não vai conseguir subir. Ah, consegue sim. Temos um baúzinho ali. Uma espada antiga. Se a espada antiga, ela me dá algum... Ah, ele é mais forte? Eita, pelo, é mais forte, olha. Dá mó bica no cachorro. Eu ia testar uma coisa. Não, não faz. Aqui tá com uma cara de que teria uma batalhazinha, tá ligado? Mas eu acho que não vai ter agora não. Se tiver, vai ter depois. Mas tá com uma carazinha, uma cara de que... Sabe, iria enfrentar alguma coisa por aqui. Essa parte aqui me lembra muito os ambientes de God of War, do Ragnarok. Quando a gente tá em, acho que é Alfheim, se não me engano. Outro jogo que também tenho saudades de jogar. Pena que ele não deu muito certo, né, o NG+, não deu muito certo, né, na live. Não tinha jogado ele ainda. É um jogo que dá uma saudadezinha voltar a jogar.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing. Thanks, Gal.
Pegar aqui este item. E vamos avançando. Os mercados de Boklad.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Vamos coisas pra cá, será? Esse jogo ele não tem muita recompensa, né, em explorar. Não tem muita coisa pra ser feito, né, tipo, pra explorar, por assim dizer. Tem coisas que às vezes chamam a nossa atenção, tipo esse poço aqui, mas não tem nada nele. Tipo, só a única recompensa dele é você saber mais informações sobre a lore do jogo. É a única recompensa, né, que o jogo se propõe a ter. E tem alguns diálogos a mais ali, né, tem algumas falas de alguns personagens que acrescentam ali, né, na história, né, no contexto do jogo. Tem um outro baú assim, ó, tipo esses baús aqui, mas sinceramente acho que a recompensa não é tão grande assim não. É boa algumas coisas, tipo eu peguei uma espada bem mais forte do que a que eu tenho, não bem mais forte, mas mais forte do que a que eu tenho. Mas eu acho que não é o suficiente, tá ligado? Tipo, pra ter uma... Pra incentivar a gente a ficar explorando muito. É, uma espada aqui é mais fraca do que a que eu tenho. Materiais que eu acho que eu não preciso por enquanto. É, uma bobina de orquestra. Fala, Wendel, de boa, mano? Passando por deixar o like, estou na correria de novo. Tranquilo, mano, sem problema, cara. Valeu por deixar o like aí, valeu por passar aí, mano. Tamo junto, cara. Boa sorte aí nos seus corres. É isso por enquanto. Tamo junto sempre, desculpa alguma coisa. Não, que isso, mano. Não precisa se desculpar, não. É nóis, velho.
How much for a measly crust of bread? You won't find any cheaper, not nowadays. They are more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
It looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go in and find Good, shall we?
He must be around here somewhere.
É, cadê? Eu não tava achando minha tela do OBS. Encontre Goods. Tem que achar quem saber quem que é esse Goods. Ah tá, é o maluco grandão lá. Hoje eu instalei um jogo novo no PC. Eu achei que eu não ia curtir. Estavam falando tanto desse jogo esses dias, que é o jogo do... O famoso jogo do bate e espera, né? Que o galera fala. Que é o Baldur's Gate 3. Eu instalei ele no PC. Cara, eu curti, mano. Eu achei legal. Eu joguei 1 hora do jogo, achei bem interessante. Talvez o jogo é que eu vá jogar. Né? Eu joguei a versão... Peguei a versão alternativa dele, né?
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Goods. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Here. You don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where! I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure naught else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Did you hear about the Empire's black shields? Apparently they've been going around in
Mas eu achei bem legalzinho o Baldur's Gate 3. Eu achei a versão alternativa ali, né? Aquela versão da Steam verde. Mas eu gostei bastante, cara. Eu achei bem interessante. Não achei que eu ia gostar do Baldur's Gate 3 em si. Tipo, jogo de turno eu sei que eu não curto muito. O Baldur's Gate eu achei que eu não ia curtir nem pouco. Aí eu resolvi baixar pra testar. Eu falei, cara, até que é legal, viu? Até que é interessante. Não sei se eu vou trazer em live, mas eu achei bem interessante o jogo.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass,
but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain.
Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots's pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and 2 birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion, Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
Cacei do celestiaço,
The
Eloise.
proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers. Understood.
Acabei de receber um convite pro beta fechado do The Crew Motorfest, é isso? Vou olhar aqui. É isso mesmo. Legal. Talvez eu teste ele essa noite de madrugada, sei lá. Se é que já vai estar disponível, né? Não sei. Não é um jogo que eu tenho muito interesse não, mas já que a gente recebeu acesso ao beta fechado, né? A gente joga. Nem se eu podia falar que eu recebi acesso ao beta. Deixa eu até abrir o e-mail pra ver, né?
Jug of snake spit for the road?
Deixa eu ver. Não está sob acordo de confidencialidade, ou seja, pode capturar vídeo, realizar transmissões ao vivo, compartilhar captura de tela e discutir sobre a experiência do jogo com todo mundo. Ah, eu tenho a chave um acesso para o PlayStation 5. Pô, aí sim. Deixa eu já resgatar agora então. Deixa eu só tirar aqui da tela para vocês não verem também, né? Eu vou resgatar. Ah, eu recebi uma conquista um tempo atrás, eu nem percebi, nem apareceu aqui. Eu tinha deixado silenciado aqui. Mas deixa eu só colocar aqui pra já ir baixando. Onde é que a gente vai aqui? No Rending Codes, né? Isso, Rending Code. Confesso que eu não tenho a menor ideia de tipo, quando que vai ter, quando que o beta vai estar liberado. Se é que já não tá liberado, né? pra gente poder jogar. Mas acho que talvez eu grave um vídeo, né, falando do The Crew. Já que é pra PlayStation 5, né? Legal que, tipo, ele fala assim, tipo, ah, beleza, você fez a renderização, o rendering dele, né? Você pegou ele. Mas ele não deixou baixar. Deixa eu ver se tá aqui. The Crew Motorfest. Pronto, agora tá baixando. Jogo doido do caramba, não baixou, tá ligado? Não começou a baixar, agora a gente volta pro jogo. Pra tela do jogo. É porque, né? Deixa eu até olhar aqui pra ver quando que ele vai estar liberado. Você pode convidar até 3 amigos para participar do beta fechado com você. Ó, então, ó, quem tiver PlayStation 5 e tiver interesse aí, ó. Só dá um salve aí que eu convido. Deixa eu ver quando que ele vai estar liberado. Ele não fala aqui quando que vai estar liberado. Crew Motorfest. Data beta. Deixa eu ver se aparece. Entre 21 e 23 de julho. Ah, então a partir de amanhã. Ah, é isso. Quem quiser aí, quem tiver PlayStation 5 aí e tiver interesse, pode me dar um salve aí. Aí eu posso convidar até 3 pessoas. Então, se tiver interesse aí, só mandar um alô aí pra mim em alguma das redes sociais. Ou se estiver aí na live também, pode mandar um alô aí que a gente convida.
Looking for something in particular? Ah, and Eloise collared you too, eh? Then I expect you want to know more.
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets. What have you learned?
For one, that they're targeting the traders carrying the biggest.
Não sei se funciona também PlayStation 4, né? Sei. PC.
Chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. You should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
Fale com a peixeira. É uma faca gigante, né?
You should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Fresh sorted and smoked! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry. Message from Eloise, is it?
She's asked me to help her. To help you find the pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty, dressed in rags. Street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but they might have heard something.
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Eita, uma perto, eu fui fazer uma volta.
Come and taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
I'll take the large one.
Agora tem que procurar uma criança, uma child.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me. What's picking pockets? Do you get paid for it?
No, you get in trouble for it. So if they come calling, you know what to tell them.
The caravan stops next to the check. Jug of snake spit for the...
Excuse me?
What do you want? I don't have any money.
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to talk.
What about?
We've heard that some very bad people are making children like you steal from travelers. We need to know who's behind it so we can stop them.
I don't know much about it, really. But my friend, Honza, he said he got a job doing something dangerous.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might be?
He's usually by the tents outside town.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Bom, vamos atrás desse Hansa.
Peaches and pears.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap. Porter for hire.
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I'm broke. Enough of your whining.
That big fat donkey was easy pickings.
He wouldn't have noticed if we robbed his boots off him.
Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get out of this dump.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to these charming characters.
Shit, we're in trouble now.
What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
He can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
That's that then.
Did you see a boy run past? He stole something from a friend of mine.
There was a boy ran back there towards the chocobo pen, but...
Thank you.
Será que foi pra Darinha, o Chocobo dormindo? Darinha.
Oh, shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hunter. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them. Who are they?
Called themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me a good gill if I did what they told me. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
You're... him! I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave it to the Carstones. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway.
If it weren't for their gill, me and my mates would have starved.
Ih, vai cair os lança-pedras.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Eita, a placa de captura desligou de novo, cara. Saco, pera aí. Não sei porque a placa de captura tá desligando sozinha, viu? Ela tá fechando sozinha. Não sei porquê. Olha lá, fechou sozinha de novo. Pera aí. Talvez assim ela fique.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo.
Goods. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister? Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just her back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hansa's a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Missão concluída.
Oh, where is it?
So, what's the plan?
What else? We find the cast stones and we crush them. You get your trader's pass back, and I make Boklad a safe place again.
All right then.
All right then. Hansa, where are they camped? Don't worry. They'll never know you told us.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said they'd string me up.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Back down the road towards Lateney's Cleft.
To Lateney's Cleft, then.
Laney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
Ver quem é que vai estar me seguindo. É uma galera. Vou olhar uma coisa, acho que em atributos, é. Clive, Torgal, a Jill e o Theodore. O outro lado ruim também, né, que não dá pra gente mudar o grupo, né? Só achei bem ruinzinho. O modo foto é muito simples. Muito simples.
Daddy, there are no crystals here.
Todo mundo fica com um chocobo, é.
That's better.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own.
You're finished.
Droga, não deu tempo de fazer o que eu queria fazer.
I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
Isso é verdade. Sempre que a gente vê inimigos, né, num jogo, a gente tá perdido, não sabe pra onde ir. Só procurar onde tem inimigo. Aí que a gente já sabe que é o caminho certo.
Foot soldiers.
Fewer now.
Chegando perto. Três rosas do deserto. Aí, o acampamento dos caras é aí, ó. Aquele maluco ali deve ser o líder.
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. And Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
Scum.
The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
Fuck! It's that guard from Bocklad! Kill him! Kill them all!
Mano, o cara me prendeu, me encurralou num cantinho aqui que eu não consigo sair. Já era. Tá louco, esse jogo é muito bom, velho.
And they say crime doesn't pay. Gold chains, rings, purses. And traders' passes. Dozens of them.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. No doubt Goots's is somewhere among them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return everything to the people it was taken from.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things here in your hands, Theodore?
Of course. Oh, and, be sure to tell her of the part I played, won't you?
We'll be glad to.
Lógico, né? O cara quer os créditos dele, né? Dá pra fazer teleporte pra lá? Quem poupa caminho, poupa tempo. Assim a gente poupa tempo, né? Pra ir até lá.
Ah, Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting in your way, I trust?
Quite the opposite.
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all. Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke. That of the pickpockets, the bandits pulling their strings, and the passes they were stealing. I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom, welcome home, dear brother.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goots's pass. Ask him to keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space in the storeroom. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave without introducing yourself properly. Would it now? Sid. Don't look so shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Caravans are always happy to help those in need. For a small fee, we will move anything that needs moving. Be that goods to market, or bearers away from it.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are seeking to expand our operation. And who better to join forces with than the leader in the field? Wouldn't you agree? Theo?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same in more ways than one. So what would you say to working together again?
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is ours.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
What is it?
Elle has friends in high places, while I have associates in lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend to us both.
I shall bear it with pride.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots's pass should secure you a place on the caravan, but if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a coach of our own. For a discounted price, of course. Say, 9 million?
We'll try the caravan.
Missão concluída. Passe de comerciante. Diminui o tempo de recarga de tempestade em 2,7 segundos. E um meteorito.
Right then. Let's get this back to Goots.
And then it's on to the Dominion.
Já temos missões secundárias aqui liberadas. Vamos fazer ela.
Let me carry your goods.
Pardon me, but would you have that well-notched steel and impressive physique? I have need of a sword for hire, and yours looks to be a weapon well worth the coin. Might you be convinced to offer me the use of those formidable arms?
How exactly do you intend to use them?
Well, being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, I wish to investigate the ruins near the city, and I require a rugged companion, lest I find myself waylaid by ne'er-do-wells or the beasts sent to roam the area. Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, but partake of the true treasure that awaits us there. The rich and storied history of Zemeckis. Well, were you ever party to a finer proposition?
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come. We must away.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis Road. And from there, onward to discovery. Quickly! There is not a moment to lose.
Wait. Good luck with your ne'er-do-wells. I better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
Bom, se a missão estiver aqui perto, a gente já faz. Se é longe, vai, já. Ó, temos um outro, já tá ali perto, então dá pra fazer. Temos outra aqui também pra poder fazer.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise. Perhaps you can extend me the same kindness?
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves, and despite the many pains I've taken, I can't stop them from rummaging through my packs. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and he offered to track the culprits down. Now, Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that. But he's been gone days, and I'm beginning to fear the worst.
Any idea where his search for the thieves may have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? He doubted they would be fool enough to linger here in Boklad. Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time. I just pray he hasn't been killed over a few sacks of grain.
I can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around. Hopefully someone will have seen him.
Olha, como estão aqui perto, dá pra fazer. Se fosse um bagulho muito longe, não ia fazer não. Tem outra missão ali também pra poder
What do
ativar.
you want? I've no coin on me.
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here? Grey hair.
Now you mention it, there was a young man with salt in his mane sneaking around out there a while back.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? I got off down the road, I expect. Now why don't you do the same and leave me be?
Eu já ativar aquela outra missão já também, que tá aqui próximo. A garganta tá osso hoje. Tô achando que minha garganta vai ficar inflamada. Tô sentindo aquela puxada assim na garganta, saca? Tá osso. Vou até diminuir, vou até aumentar o ganho aqui que eu vou começar a falar um pouco mais baixo. A garganta tá dando uma puxadinha chata.
Now I just need to see about getting the word out to everyone. I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire, and most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. Three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back.
Cara, tá tudo aqui perto já. Nossa, tem muita coisa no mapa, até incomoda.
Out of my sight.
Pra cá, será?
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Look at me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sambrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route to the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed across. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva the next. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage of competition for some of the longer routes. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
Nossa, entrou um pernilongo aqui, cara.
Peaches and pears.
Come on, come
caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Bocklad clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from Sanbrec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. My old man knew what he was about when he set up shop here all those years ago. Anyway, thanks for the good news. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll shut up shop early. Wouldn't want to keep our friend waiting.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Tight-fisted spies.
The Empire's your enemy, not us.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
You must be a busy man.
The market would be flooded with refugees if we weren't here to stem the flow. Oh, my heart goes out to them, all right, but we've got our orders. No papers, no passage. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, one of them's foolish enough to try and force their way through. And when they do, well, things can get nasty. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
Come, taste my peaches.
I'll take the lard.
Juicy pears.
Jug of snake spit for the road.
Come on, come on.
Às vezes realmente as missões secundárias desse jogo são bem sem gracinha. Às vezes não, né? Eu não, sinceramente não vi nenhuma missão secundária desse jogo que tenha sido boa. Essa é a verdade, até agora. Até agora todas as missões secundárias foram bem sem gracinha.
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Bocklad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right, I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 66. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the three pillars of Bocklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous and many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
Missão concluída. Mais uma belicita e sangue preto. Vamos fazer logo essas missões secundárias que estão aqui disponíveis também. Nossa, tem umas caixinhas de diálogo gigante aqui.
Is something the matter? Why I am.
Ah tá, que eles são personagens agora que dão pra trocar uma ideia.
This being a
Só que eles não acrescentam nada, né? Não agregam nada em relação a itens ou coisas assim, né?
Don't worry.
Só a lore mesmo, né? Do jogo.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Anything I can do for you?
É a mesma fita.
And I wouldn't. All the better.
Fools, the criminals in cap. So thank you. Farewell then.
Farewell then. Vamos fazer agora aquelas duas missões secundárias que estão aqui próximas já, né? Tipo, algumas missões secundárias são mais longas do que o necessário, tá ligado?
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's good for you.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your timely intervention. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon the marvel before us. Ruins, a relic of the fallen civilization. A sight so common that man is oft blinded to its wonder. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them, with very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar about this particular specimen? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through the structure you see before you. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt, but merely one of countless enigmas in which Zemeckis history is steeped. Come, good sir. Our expedition continues, and we still have much to learn.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
Não, mas ele não sofre dano de queda, né?
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. And those ones, over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner. Shush now. You've said quite enough already. I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you.
Vamos ver que o outro não tá muito longe daqui, né? Tá bem ali.
No. All right then. Who's first? It's over. All yours, Torgal.
Já era.
You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in all its glory. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such ferocity that it tore a great crater in the very land upon which it was waged. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods, and great was the vengeance that was rained down upon him. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time, though I live in hope that I might see it discovered. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward, history awaits.
Agora como é que eu faço pra ir pra lá? Tem que sair aqui. Não, pera. Vou pra lá primeiro. Tô indo certo? Não, é atrás de mim. E à esquerda. Cresta de Lightning ou Lightning, não sei, né? Esse é Lightning ou Lightning.
He's really got himself into trouble this time.
Já era. Nossa, deu um estralão aqui no meu ombro, no meu cotovelo. Nem sei onde foi que estralou, mas deu um estralão monstro aqui.
Still in one piece?
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt. And once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a wrath wrought upon mankind by the gods, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the ruins we see before us here, in all their elaborate beauty, perhaps suggest an answer? Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my ramblings.
Glad to help, but didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear was all I really desired. You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat weary of my musings of late. And so I came upon the idea of purchasing a companion. A captive audience, if you will.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my good man, it is high time we returned whence we came.
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
And so ends a delightful day. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims, plus a little extra for the trouble I have put you to.
Diminui o tempo de recarga de cataclismo em 3.5 segundos e Pelicita. Tem mais uma missão secundária aqui, né, pra finalizar. Vamos lá pra finalizar ela.
That's that then.
Daddy!
There are no crystals here.
Vou pegar uns itens no caminho pra ver se tem, tipo, poção. Poção é mais, né? Poções eu ia dizer, mas eu desisti de falar no plural e falei poção. Vou pegar esse item aqui que eu não tenho a menor ideia do que seja. Pitadas de cinzas.
Joseph's thieves really lugged their stolen wares all the way out here.
Temos algum item aqui, não deve ser poção. Poção de novo, eu falei poção. Ah, eu tinha vindo aqui antes, né? Só que não tinha nada aqui.
I think we found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me.
Já era.
Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them, and earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Bocklad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
É engraçado que ele, tipo...
I'd always thought of goblins as mindless savages.
É muito bizarro isso, cara. O cara troca ideia com uns goblins, tá ligado? Tipo, muito bizarro isso. Oxe, tem uma queda aí, né? De internet, tá tudo certo? Vi que o chat do YouTube desconectou e conectou de novo.
He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He certainly knows his business. You found your thieves all right. And I dare say they won't be coming back.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, that's good enough for me. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Here, for your troubles.
Estranho. Tá caindo toda hora o chat aqui do YouTube. Deixa eu olhar aqui no navegador se o YouTube tá funcionando bem. Aparentemente tá normal. Agora dá pra gente fazer mais uma missão principal. E eu acho que já dá pra encerrar a live. Vamos lá, né? Fazer a missão principal primeiro. Aí depois a gente vê se encerra a live ou não.
Juicy pears!
What I really want to be is a...
Here you are, good. Try not to lose it again.
Me pass! You found it! Oh, thank you so much. Nan would have killed me if I'd come back without it. I'll have to say thanks to Elle and Theo, too.
So should you, Hansa. You and your friends don't have to steal anymore. If anyone threatens you again, you know who to turn to.
We do. And we already have. Miss L's given us a job shifting the chocobo shit out the stables. It's hard work, and the pay isn't half what we got from the stones. But if we stick at it, we'll keep ourselves fit.
You stick at it, then.
And Goots, I'm sorry for stealing your pass.
That's all right. I've got it back now. And all's well that ends well, eh?
You said you're trained to be a blacksmith, right? Well, I'm gonna be your first customer. I'm gonna save up all my gil and get you to make me a massive sword.
I'll do me best.
Till then, eh?
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
Mercenaries.
And you remember the plan? You're to ride all the way to Twinside. Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
All right. Let's go.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am. I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts, and more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may.
do you know of my blood?
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gill.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies!
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash, till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
O tá pé da vida agora, hein?
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. And until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together, and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Terence.
My prince.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. And this is my decree. For their crimes against the crown, the traitorous Annabella and her usurping son shall be put to death, and the Empire restored.
Eita, preula. A história ficou boa, hein? Eu acho que eu vou fazer mais esse pedaço, hein? Não, na verdade não. Na verdade eu vou encerrar por aqui, rapaziada. Tá louco, né? Agora o bagulho ficou louco. Agora que o negócio vai engrenar e eu vou encerrar a live por aqui. Mas antes de encerrar a live, eu quero ver junto com vocês o trailer do Homem-Aranha. O trailer novo do Homem-Aranha. A gente não... Caso você não queira ver mais nada, né, da live, você pode já finalizar aí. A gente volta amanhã, né, com mais de Final Fantasy, que agora a história tá pegando muito louco. Mas eu quero ver o trailer do Homem-Aranha, então eu vou botar aqui na tela pra gente assistir. Pera aí. Vou botar aqui em tela cheia. Deixa eu desligar o áudio do jogo. Ligar o áudio do desktop. Vou até desligar já o videogame, porque o videogame a gente não vai jogar mais agora. E deixa eu colocar aqui captura de tela. Ótimo, vocês estão vendo junto. Vou botar aqui em 4K. E vamos botar, deixa eu ver se o som tá saindo. Não tá saindo o som aqui. Verdades. Aí, agora tá saindo. Vamos ver o trailer juntos aqui do Homem-Aranha 2. Deixa eu ver se tem aqui legenda antes, né? Legendas, para deixar aqui legendas em inglês. Traduzir para português. Começo aqui, bora.
A lot's happened in the last 10 years. It's a miracle I'm even sitting here now. I got a second chance. And I'm gonna take advantage of that. But I need you with me, Pete. We're gonna heal the world.
Esse é o Harry? Acho que é o Harry, né?
Guys, this is my best friend Harry. Hey, good to meet you.
New job, huh? Still gonna have time for tutoring?
We'll figure it out. I didn't know there were bears in these woods. Hey, MJ, I have another name for you. Craven. He's here on some kind of hunt.
You know, if you need me, I'm just a call away.
Lee, you don't know what you took from me.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
What the hell's going on with Pete?
He's not himself. Go help him.
This was our dream. I'm not going to lose him.
We're going to heal the world.
Muito louco. Nossa, velho. Pô, que trailer, hein, manos? Que trailer cabuloso, hein? Nossa, muito louco, cara. Tem looping aqui. Cara, que trailer bom, né, mano? Que trailer maravilhoso. Gostei bastante desse trailer. Deixa eu até olhar pra ver se já não tem esse trailer em português. Porque se já tiver em português, a gente vê em português. A gente pode ver em português também. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 trailer dublado. Vamos ver se já tem. Vou olhar aqui na PlayStation Brasil se já tá do.
E eu vou aproveitar.
Opa, temos aqui ó, o trailer dublado aqui. Deixa eu tirar esse daqui. Botar... Calma aí. Eita, peraí. Tava tudo errado aqui, peraí. Aí, agora sim. Vou botar aqui, né? Aqui só tem 1080, não tem problema. Vamos ver o trailer dubladão.
Muita coisa rolou em 10 anos. É um milagre eu estar sentado aqui. É uma segunda chance. E eu vou aproveitar isso. Mas eu quero você do meu lado. A gente vai curar o mundo. Gente, esse é meu melhor amigo, o Harry.
Oi,
Bom conhecer vocês.
Emprego novo, é? Ainda vai dar pra dar a tutoria?
A gente dá um jeito.
Eu não sabia que tinha urso nessa floresta. Oi, MJ. Eu tenho outro nome pra você. Craven. Tá aqui pra caçar alguma coisa.
Sabe que se precisar é só ligar.
Você não sabe o que tirou de mim.
O Maia só fala de como ser um Spider-Man melhor. De como ajudar você.
O que tá pegando com o Pete?
Ele não tá normal. Vá salvar ele.
Era o nosso sonho.
Não vou te perder. Nós vamos curar o mundo.
Nossa, muito louco, cara. Muito louco. Muito louco mesmo. Muito louco mesmo, cara. Esse é um jogo que eu estou bem ansioso para poder jogar. Inclusive, já até fiz a pré-venda dele já, né, desse jogo. Eu lembro que tinha um outro bagulho também que a galera falou que... Opa! E tinham falado a respeito. Deixa eu pegar aqui enquanto tá reproduzindo aqui o trailer. Mas, cara, que trailer, mano. Que trailer bom, cara. Tinham falado a respeito de que liberaram também um teaserzinho com as capas. Ah, aqui, ó. Eu vou botar aqui também na tela. Aqui, ó. Isso aqui eu vou comprar, pode ter certeza. Nossa, muito louco, né, mano? Olha que bagulho muito louco, cara. Acho que esse aqui eu compro, hein? Acho que esse eu pego, hein? Esse aí, acho que eu pego. Não vou deixar passar, não. Esse aqui ficou bem da hora, cara. Mas é isso, rapaziada. Eu vou seguir com o encerramento da live aqui. Deixa eu ver se tem alguém pra mandar vocês. Eu acho que não vai ter ninguém online aqui, legal. Ó, tem uma menina aqui que ela entrou online agora. Deixa eu ver se ela tá com o canal ativo pra live. Se não tiver, aí eu vou encerrando a live por aqui e a gente vê eu vejo vocês amanhã, fechou? Pra quem tá no YouTube na Kik, eu vou encerrar aí a live, fechou? E é isso, rapaziada. Muito obrigado a todos. Valeu, falou e fui.
Ele não tá normal. Vá salvar ele.
Era o nosso sonho.